Does anyone really know what hormones do? There is so much talk about women's hormonal health, but most women are left even more confused about what it means for them and what to do about it. The confusion ends now.
An award-winning German nutrition scientist created a powerful herbal formula called Hormone Harmony, which contains 12 powerful adaptogens into one single capsule. Each of these ingredients is carefully selected based on scientific evidence and has been proven effective in clinical studies for women of various ages and hormonal profiles.
Happy Mammoth, the company that produces Hormone Harmony, is famous for its zero compromise policy. No GMOs, artificial fillers or flavors, or any other junk. Only science-backed ingredients in amounts that are clinically proven.
What makes this formula unlike anything else on the market is that it tackles multiple hormone imbalances at the same time, creating a cascade of benefits all throughout the body and mind.
Hormone Harmony has over 50,000 raving reviews from women all over the world, with 98% of them saying they'd gladly recommend it to their friends and family.
For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code BLAME at checkout.
You can try Hormone Harmony risk-free and get 15% off your first order with code BLAME at checkout.
Running a business comes with a lot of what-ifs, but luckily there's a simple answer to them. Shopify. It's the commerce platform behind millions of businesses, including Thrive Cosmetics and Momofuku, and it'll help you with everything you need. From website design and marketing to boosting sales and expanding operations, Shopify can get the job done and make your dream a reality. Turn those what-ifs into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
You're tuned into Auto Intelligence, live from Auto Trader, where data, tools, and your preferences sync to make your car shopping smooth.
They're searching inventory.
Oh, yeah.
They find what you need.
They're gonna find it.
You can make a budget for your wallet to help you succeed. Pricing's precise and true.
So true.
It's smarter car shopping.
Ooh.
Just for you.
Oh, it's just for you.
Ooh.
Find your next ride at autotrader.com. Powered by Auto Intelligence.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to another episode of Don't Blame Me. Don't Blame Me Pod. Oh, throwback.
It's been a while.
So you did change the username on Instagram. Well, welcome back. We are an advice podcast and we're here to give you a colonoscopy. Nope. We're here to give you a episiotomy. Nope. We're here to give you a firm handshake. We're here to give you exactly what you asked for. We're here to give you
Advice.
exactly. We're going to give you wonderful, amazing, life-changing advice. And will it change your life for the better? I hope so. Will it change your life for the worse? If it's funny and you go into it knowing that, then maybe that'll happen too. We will see. It's an adventure.
Okay. Buckle up, buttercup.
Buckle up, motherfucker. If you want to participate in an upcoming episode, you can leave us a voicemail at 310-694-0976. And if you're like, I would love to do that, but I can't call one of those numbers. I live somewhere else. You can send us a voice memo. If you're an international listener, you can email it to meghanpodcast@gmail.com. And then if you're like, well, I don't want my voice there, you can use a voice changer or type it out, write it out. Write out the email, type everything you want to say to us. And you can also fill out the form. For all of it, you have to be over 18. Let us know your age. It is anonymous. You can let us know your pronouns if you would like, but you have to give us good info because otherwise we're shooting in the dark. Mm-hmm. And we don't want to intentionally fuck up or unintentionally. I'd rather intentionally fuck up your life than unintentionally fuck up your life. And if you don't give us the information that we need, who knows? Maybe we're unintentionally doing it.
All right. Shall we get into the first one?
I think we shall. My name is Alina. I am 25 years old, and I have a question that has been weighing on me about comparing sexual partners. I would consider myself pretty inexperienced overall when it comes to sex. I've only been with 2 people so far. The first guy was a guy I lost my virginity to, and honestly, that experience was more of a one-time thing. It was not bad, but it also didn't mean much, and there was not a lot of connection there. The second person was different. It turned into sort of friends with benefits kind of situation. And even though it didn't last long, we were incredibly compatible sexually. It felt like everything I liked, he liked too. We were on the same page without needing to explain much, and the chemistry was easy and natural. It gave me confidence because it felt like he understood me and I understood him. Now that it's over, I find myself worried about the future. I'm afraid that I'm always going to compare any new partner to him and that other people will not measure up. I know relationships are more than just sex, but at the same time, sexual compatibility matters a lot to me. The idea of being disappointed or feeling like I cannot recreate that kind of connection scares me. So my question is really 2 parts. First, how do I handle the fear of constantly comparing new people to someone from my past? Second, how do I stay open-minded and remind myself that just because one person was compatible does not mean they are the only one who will ever be? I don't want this fear to hold me back. I think you're allowed to compare.
Yeah. Compare, take notes, talk to your friends, unless it's a serious relationship.
Yeah. I don't think you can avoid this. Like, I think it is inevitable. Like, I think because it's about sex, you're feeling like this is something you shouldn't be doing. But like, we compare like how much we like someone to someone else that we like. Like, we compare
one chocolate cake to another. Why wouldn't you compare sex?
We compare one pair of jeans that we try on to another pair of jeans that we try on. Like, it is like, of course, like if it's like, well, I have this at home, or I want this thing. Like, I think because you think it's people, you think that's like a fucked up thing to do, but like, it's not. Like, it's totally natural. It's a very normal thing to do. I think the second part of your question makes way more, is far more understandable of like how, like, or better for us to address of like, how do I get over the fear that like this is going to be the only one person? Because like, you're allowed to compare, you're allowed to think about that, but like that just, the second part is just not true. Like it will not. Also, because you've only had 2 sexual partners, and the best sex you're ever going to have is not with the second person you've ever had sex with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. It's going to get better.
Because it's about you. It's not about that. You think it's about them.
And this was a sex buddy thing too. So like, if it's friends with benefits, if it's bad, there's no benefits. So you would have dumped them and moved on to the next person. So like, I think being in a relationship changes sex. I know there's been people that have wrote in that they were in serious relationships and the sex was bad. And they're like, do I need to get out? Depends on how important sex is to you. But I think that for me personally, in relationships, the sex is just going to be better because there's other emotions going into it besides just the physical act of sex. But like, if you're going to the next sex buddy, then you're just going to fuck them. And if it's bad, you move on. If it's a serious relationship, then I think that there's a trial period, but it also like gets down to how well that person knows your body and how well you know their body and how comfortable you feel around them. That will make sex better. And so hopefully, and so it's just a trial and error situation.
Yeah, because like you said, it's comfortability. And like sometimes with like fuck buddies, that there is this like very unique thing that happens there that like, if the sex is bad, like Melissa said, like you leave, like you're not benefiting from that. So like you tend to be more straightforward earlier on, and you tend to be a little bit more direct, and you don't have this like, oh, well, I really have a crush. You're not being like playing this like, you know, early stages of a relationship kind of version of yourself. And I think like that the comfortability you have with friends with benefits is exactly what you have in a long-term relationship, but you actually have feelings there. So like that phase of being like, well, I'm just like, you know, it's so easy because I can ask for what I want. I can do all that stuff. That is not like a difference between a relationship and a friends with benefits. A relationship, you get to that point, it just takes you a little bit longer because like you do have feelings. And so like you do have that like those like nerves and you have all of that kind of stuff. But a friends with benefits, the longer you're in that, it doesn't grow in a way that like, oh, that now these feelings are here and all of this. So I think like it's very normal. And I know a lot of people who like some of the best sex that they had, like, and that they did compare everyone to was like a fuck buddy. Cause it was like, that's really, really, really common, but it will never be the best sex that you have, because if you are interested in having romantic relationship with someone, the sex will like just fundamentally be better because of that. And like, if you think about the sense of like, if you think of sex like a birthday gift, like for a friend or any sort of gift or whatever, there's like, you know, a candle that you could randomly buy a friend that like, oh, turns out this is the exact kind of one that they like. And you bought it because you also like it. So if they didn't like it, you could keep it. And it just so happens to be a coincidence that you both like the same things. And then you have like a friend who's like your best friend you care about so much. You think about them, about what they want. You consider them. You plan ahead for all of this kind of thing. And like, you just want to see them be so happy. That's like the difference in like the attention and the care and the detail that goes into it. So you're having good sex isn't a matter of coincidence in terms of a long-term relationship. It's not like, oh, this works or this doesn't. If you have like really strong feelings for someone, you will want to make the sex great. And that person will also want to make the sex great. And then inevitably the sex is better than any sex you've had because you actually have feelings for this person. And specifically, they're doing this for you because they care about you, not just we happen to be in sync and we really both happen to like the same things. So I think that it's a very normal feeling, but maybe it's time to have some other good sex.
Yeah. Branch out. Do it safely, but let's just try out some other people.
Exactly.
1 out of 2. Well, you didn't say the other one was that bad, did you?
Well, you got to have, by the way, statistically, you're going to have some more sex.
Yeah. They're gonna have to, and some of it will be bad.
Yeah, and I need you to actually have more bad sex too. I need you to have more good sex and more bad sex. Because like right now, your ratio, that is going to send you into a tailspin.
Yeah. But something we haven't said in a long time, have some good, wet sex.
Wow, yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we get back, we'll get into the next one.
You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
What if buying a new appliance felt like a win for your home and your wallet? Save up to 50%, plus up to an extra $600 on select major appliances at the Best Buy Appliances Labor Day sale. Learn more at bestbuy.com. Best Buy, imagine that.
Your burger is served, and this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. Its sweet profile perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger.
That is one perfect combination. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
We're back. Time for the next.
All right, here we go. I am 23, she, her, and I live in Philly. I am calling about a situation that feels a little complicated. So here's the short version. I dated a guy for around 6 months and we broke up when he moved to another state for grad school. Honestly, though, there were a lot of reasons I ended it. I had already been feeling done with the relationship and him leaving just made it easier to pull the plug. He is not a bad person, but he was really inattentive and put very little effort into being my partner. He was comfortable to the point of being checked out. And most of the time together, we spent sitting around instead of actually doing things. On top of that, he was oblivious to the fact that I was giving so much more emotional support than I ever received back. We had originally started out as close friends, and he was a great friend before things turned romantic. That is what I miss the most. We broke up in May, so it has been about 3 months, and I really do not miss him as a boyfriend at all. I am actually relieved about that part, but I miss the friend he used to be. I miss having someone who could listen and relate to what I was going through. He is coming back in town for a couple weeks for a short visit, and I have not spoken to him since we split. At the time, I told him I did not want contact, but part of me wants to reach out anyway. I care about him and wonder how he's doing. So my question is, should I reach out? I truly do not miss the relationship, but I miss friendship. And honestly, if hooking up happened, I would not mind. But that is not my main reason. I really just want my friend back. I don't understand how you can be have a friendship with somebody, but then when it turns romantic, you cut the friendship part off.
What do you mean?
So they were friends before, and she said when he was a friend, he was a great listener, and she misses the friendship part, but then they got into a relationship, and then he was inattentive.
And so, but what part do you not understand?
I don't understand how, like, once he got into the relationship, it was like none of the friendship mattered anymore. He wasn't being a friend. He wasn't being a friend to her.
Yeah, I hear you with that. I'm also a little confused how that didn't make you think less of him as like a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Like being in a romantic relationship with somebody, that's your best friend. That should be the best relationship that you have. Yeah.
So like, I'm a little confused how you missed the friendship, because to me, this would have also tainted the friendship.
Mm-hmm.
The saying you wouldn't mind if you hooked up part with love, that feels very telling.
Yes.
This like feels like you still have feelings for him, but you're just wanting to be like, let's go back to being friends who like maybe hook up and maybe you'll be nice to me again.
And then that's the relationship again.
Yeah. But you're like, maybe if I don't tell him that it's a relationship,
then it'll be like nice. The way it was before, which means I don't trust him.
No, I don't trust him at all. Like, it'd be one thing if like he reached out to you and like you had these feelings and you were like, fuck it. Like, this might fuck me over. This might like break my heart, but like I want to go out on a limb and try it. I do think it is crazy behavior to seek out that if that is not knocking on your door. Because like it sounds like you have feelings for him still. I would be pretty confident saying that, even though if you think you don't, I think you do. And also because like you don't go from friends to relationship without the friendship also having like a very flirty base to it. Like there's something there in the friendship that's not like going back to that friendship. I'm like, well, it's not, there's no way it was ever just a friendship because it led to more. Like there's more there. So I think that like, I don't know. I think seeking out this from him, well, to give you chaotic advice, honestly, it might give you the, I actually have to be done with it experience. Because like, if you're getting in like the, wistful, nostalgic place, as someone who's like been like that and has done that, and like I will get in my head about things, sometimes I just like have to make the decision and like do the thing. And then the reason why I'm not doing it is because I know it's going to like implode in my face, and I know it's going to give me a definitive answer of like yes or no. Sometimes you just need to do the thing that gets you to be able to move on from this. So my like sound advice is like, no, do not reach out to him, get over him. And my, messy advice is, if you are prepared to like, if you need to rip the Band-Aid off, if you need to like get your heart broken before you can move on from this, if you're having a hard time moving on, or even if you're like still convinced that it's like, it's just a friendship, there's no romantic feelings there, and like you do not, then I say go for it and, warn a friend.
Yeah.
Like prepare someone, because like I maybe you don't realize it.
I say get away, period. Don't talk to him again. Yeah. Especially because you already said that you didn't want to be in contact with him, and now I think you're feeling horny.
I think you are too.
So let's go find somebody else to be horny with, and don't break your no contact. Because why?
Well, and also like going no contact is like not something you do with things that end well or like people that treat you well or that like you have a healthy relationship with. I think you're feeling nostalgic, which is understandable. I feel like that a lot. And this is not the reality that you live in.
No. Get out. All right. Well, we'll take a break. When we get back, we'll get into the next one.
Halliday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength Saturday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Saturday. Saturday, bring it on.
Are you looking for a movie review show where the critic is at the top of his or her game, meticulously breaking down and explaining exactly why a film does or does not work? Well, good luck with the search, because we're having fun here on Adam Does Movies. Each and every week, I hit the big blockbusters, I cover the streamers, and I even toss in some movie news for fun. Check out the show on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on YouTube, and hopefully, we can do movies together. Hot.
Look, there are a lot of celebrity interview podcasts out there, but there's only one, Happy, Sad, Confused. I'm Josh Horowitz, and yeah, I'm the host of the show, so I'm a little biased, but truly, Happy, Sad, Confused is the place for nerdy and intimate conversations with all your favorite actors and filmmakers. From Andrew Garfield and Scarlett Johansson to Christopher Nolan, casting what-ifs, backstage stories, and much more. Listen to Happy, Sad, Confused on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay, we're back from our break. You didn't see any of that, and we're on to the next. I'm 21 and I need advice on two things. So first, I've been dating my boyfriend for almost 4 years and recently told him that I think I might be bisexual. Ever since, I've been super anxious and confused because I don't totally know what that means for me yet. I love him and I don't want to lose what we have, but I also don't want to ignore how I'm feeling. It's stressing me out because I don't know what to do next. And then the second thing is my family. I'm finishing community college in December and the plan is to move in with my boyfriend when I transfer to a university in January. I told my parents and they completely shut it down. The truth is that we don't have a good relationship. We barely talk, and when we do, it usually ends badly. What makes it worse is they're helping my older brother with his tuition and even his wedding. At the same time, but they've told me that I'm on my own. It feels like they're trying to control my choices, even though they're not really supporting me. So I guess I'm stuck between two things, figuring out my feelings and also figuring out how to stand up to my parents without blowing everything up. I miss feeling in control of my life, and right now I don't. Do you think you could give me some advice on how to handle both? If your parents aren't helping you,
then fuck them.
Then blow it up.
Yeah. Like, what does their opinion matter if they're not paying for your tuition, but they're helping your brother with school and a wedding?
Child bride? But like, also like, what's the consequence? Like, what's like, what, like when you say like it's going to blow up, like, I don't want to blow up the, like, what's going to happen? Because it doesn't sound like you have a great relationship with them and it doesn't sound like it's getting better. It doesn't sound like they're financially supporting you. And so there is no way that you can like, if people have expectations of you with like no support, giving like nothing in return, and like you have to do all of this, and still, even when you do all of those things, they're still upset, they're never going to be happy. Like there is no way to live your life in a way that will please them, because like this is the whole MO. It's like the control is to make you feel like you constantly have to try and you constantly have to do better. And it's just like this uphill battle that you're never going to win. So knowing that like knowing that everything disappoints them also means that nothing will please them. Mm-hmm. And even if they say that like, oh, we're disappointed in this, you should have done this. If you did that, they would be disappointed in that. Like, it's just like it's a cycle and a circle that keeps going around and around. So I think that like, you know, it doesn't have to be forever because like you're 21. So like, I think like, I don't know. You didn't write this in a way that makes me feel like I would have written this at 21. Like I would have been a little bit more like definitive in my feelings towards them. So I don't want to like encourage you to be like, fuck them, like, you know, cut them off, do anything like that. I will gently suggest it, but you also don't have to make a forever decision at 21. Like you can take a break and you can take some space. And I also think that if you think if I take a break or some space for my family, I don't think they'd ever forgive me. To me, that says a lot more. Mm-hmm. Like you should be able to be like, I need some space and not have that risk the integrity of your relationship for like the entire rest of time. Like, I don't think that should happen. And if you're worried of that happening, or you like know for a fact that will happen, that says a lot about who they are and how they treat you. Do you want to kiss a girl?
Yeah, that's a different conversation, because if you want to explore your bisexuality, then that means that you need to have a conversation with your boyfriend about what that means to your relationship. Does that mean opening it up? Does that mean breaking up? I don't think it's breaking up because you said you're moving in with him in December. But does that mean like you get to explore things on your own? And if so, then you have to have that conversation, and you have to realize that may also have an effect on you moving in with him, depending on what he says. Because he may want to be in a committed relationship only with you. And there are plenty of bisexual people that are in monogamous relationships. But if you feel like you're missing out on something, then that means that your relationship is going to have to change.
Yeah. And being in a relationship with him doesn't make you any less bi. And being like, you don't have to ignore how you're feeling. Like, that is the truth. You're bi. It is what it is. And like, doesn't mean that you're not being true to yourself or whatever. Like, it's the same reason why being like a cis woman in a relationship with a woman who's bi, just because she's not with a man doesn't mean that she's not bi. Like, that's your identity is valid with whatever relationship that you are in. So I think like, well, I do wonder if the juxtaposition of this is maybe because you want to be single and you want to explore, but you feel like your only way out of this family situation is moving in with him. Mm-hmm. And in which case, what puts you in a worse situation?
Yeah.
You know, like, can you handle dealing with your parents for a little bit more time for that? So, and exploring this, or are you like, I literally cannot handle that at all? Then pick, but like you are of the age that this is not the time to make forever decisions, but it is the time to make decisions. It's not the time to just like stay stagnant in like where you're at and what you're doing, especially while knowing that you're feeling like unfulfilled in some aspect of your life. But it is a time to make decisions that they might not always be good, but like make the moves. I think if you don't like make mistakes at this age, you become the like mid to late 20s of being like paralyzed by decision making and being afraid of fucking up, because it's easy to have never fucked up when you've never made a choice in your life. And like, you got to get comfortable fucking up. And in doing so, you have to make choices.
Yeah. So if you want the control, you have to make decisions.
Yeah. And also, I'm curious when you're saying I miss having control. With love, when did you have control? Or the idea of control? And then
maybe
what did that feel like?
Their parents. Like if your parents' decisions mean that much to you, then maybe the parents' decisions actually didn't affect her. Like them making, or the money, like anything with like them paying for things that didn't affect her before, and she had more control. And then also now she feels a little bit out of control with her romantic relationship too. Now that she's realized that she's bi.
But why is your brother getting married in college? And if it's like, oh, it's grad school, you're busy. That's even harder.
That's not a big deal. As somebody from the South, that's not a big deal to me.
Like planning a wedding and having finals. The way that would give me the biggest anxiety attack of my life. Like, I don't even like when my to-do list gets that long. You're going to do school and have a wedding? My two least favorite things, planning a wedding and going to school. Wow, it's impressive. I guess also he's older and she's 21. So, yeah, that doesn't seem like that big of a deal to me. Well, anyone who gets married in her 30s is a child bride to me.
No.
I know.
All right, we're going to take another break, and when we get back, we'll get into the last one.
How does love work exactly? What makes something funny? How does noise affect your health? These are just a sample of the fascinating topics we discuss on my podcast, Something You Should Know. We bring you leading experts on topics important to you, things you can use in your life and that will fascinate you. We deliver 3 episodes a week and have over 1,000 episodes available to listen. So get listening to Something You Should Know wherever you get your podcasts.
My name is Troy LaValle, and I'm the host of the Glass Cannon Podcast. This is a podcast where my friends and I sit around and play role-playing games and record it. Through improvisation, using comedy and drama, we take the rules of whatever game we're playing and we turn it into appointment television. It truly is infectious fun. We travel the whole country playing rock clubs, turning games like this into a spectator sport. So please, check it out, the Glass Cannon Podcast. If you want some joy in your life, give it a listen.
Hi, I'm Brandy Basanti. For the last 15 years, I've starred on one of the most successful reality shows of all time, Storage Wars. On my new show, The Real Reality, my guest and I will reveal the real story of what it's like navigating fame and notoriety. We will explore their unique story, what really happened on and off camera, how becoming famous has truly impacted their lives, and what their vision is for their future. This is The Real Reality. Subscribe now wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, next one. I, 26, she, her, need some advice about my boyfriend. We started seeing each other in November, kind of casually at first. It wasn't official, but we did agree to be exclusive. He didn't want me talking to my ex, and I felt the same way about his, so we were on the same page there. During the first few months, everything seemed fine. Well, at least I thought it was. I was totally faithful the whole time. But toward the end of spring, things got rough. He started snapping at me and saying some hurtful stuff. I know he struggles with mental health, and I tried to be understanding, but I couldn't handle it anymore, so I ended things. A little while later, he wanted to get back together, and I gave him another chance. That's when he admitted that while we were supposed to be exclusive, he actually slept with his ex. Obviously, that crushed me, and I broke it off again. Fast forward a few months, and somehow we ended up trying again. Now we've been officially dating for about 3 months. For the most part, things are good, but every now and then he still slips into the verbal stuff, and more than anything, I just can't shake the thought of what happened. I keep asking myself, how do I rebuild trust after that? Can I? Am I being stupid for even trying? Because even though I love him, the memory of that betrayal keeps popping up, and it makes it so hard to feel secure in this relationship. So yeah, how do you learn to actually trust someone again after they've broken it once? He's verbally abusive. I don't like...
Yeah, there's nothing to rebuild.
Yeah, like he's been verbally abusive to you twice now. Once after, like when you were initially together, and then now after you gave him a second chance. Like, even if
that's how he treats a second chance.
Right. Even if he didn't cheat on you, he's still verbally abusive to you.
Yeah. And like, this is your gut. Like, this is your intuition, your gut, like screaming at you because you're not getting over this, because you won't get over this, because you're not going to get over this, because you shouldn't get over this, because there's nothing to get over, because you're still in this. Like, right. This is one of, like, it's the how he is treating you is still disrespecting you, which is how cheating on you was disrespecting you. And like, people can grow, people can change, but like, you're not the people. It's him who needs to grow and who needs to change. And then you make that decision after you've seen that. But like, even if you felt this way and like he had put all this work in, but you couldn't get over it, you're still well within your right to be like, I'm done. I can't get over this. And that's fine. So I'm done with the relationship. And like, he can be like, well, I did all of this for what then? And it's like, for you, because you fucked up.
You should be a better
person. Exactly. And so this to me is like, he's so clearly not a better person or learning from this at all. And you're trying to find a way to figure out how that is your fault. And like how your feelings towards his lack of change and towards his continual shitty behavior, how can you adjust your feelings to the behavior that he has shown you he's capable, that's the only behavior he's capable of giving you. So you don't, like, you asked if you're being stupid. With love, you're not being stupid, but you are not being smart.
You're being naive.
This. Yeah, you're leading with this through inexperience and like just wanting this to be different and wanting to change. And this is just not it. Like, there is not, you would feel so differently. You would feel so differently if this was the right relationship for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all relationships require hard work, but it requires two people. And it's like the people you want to make it work with, you can't want to make it work enough for the both of you. And I think that's like abundantly clear in this, is that he probably doesn't see an issue with his behavior.
No.
And like now you're finding an issue with how you're feeling about his behavior versus his behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not asking us like, how do I change him? You're like, how do I change? And how do I get over this? Because this is who he is. And I think like, even in your phrasing, like, this is what he does.
I also don't understand it wasn't official, but we agreed to be exclusive.
I can't even. That doesn't mean anything, by the way, everybody.
It means nothing.
No, that means nothing. And like, men will cheat. Stop giving them loopholes to make them feel like they are defending their, which they're going to do anyway. They're going to defend it. But I'm like, why are we doing this? If you want to be in a relationship with somebody, then you need to be in a relationship with somebody. Like, you're never going to scare someone away who's like the right person for you, who's mature and ready to be in that place by being like the cool girl.
Right. And he didn't want me talking to my ex, and I didn't want him talking to his ex. It sounds like neither one of y'all were ready to move on from your exes.
No, I mean, and then he fucked his ex.
Like, why were you still talking to them and jumping into a new non-relationship?
Yeah.
And then you followed the rules and he didn't. Y'all got to stop letting these men try to have loopholes.
Yeah, because they'll make a loophole out of anything. But I think like it is, and homework for anybody who hasn't read or seen Gone Girl, like, please watch it. Or if you have like caught yourself in this cycle of like shitty guys, shitty behavior, or like, how did I end up in this situation? Watch it again, because like, I think there is something so impactful about like dismantling this idea of being cool and like what being cool is. What being cool is like giving a like fucking Willy Wonka ticket, like, walk all over me. Like, it is giving an opportunity to someone of that and then creating these loopholes for them to be like, here's the way that like I'm going to like make myself the most palatable version of myself that's the most desirable to you. That's such a watered down version of me. And I'm going to be cool with all of these things and be chill with all of these things. And then somehow think at the end of the day, I'm going to find a way to have you do everything that I want and everything that I need when I've never even told you what I want. I've never even told you what I need. And I don't feel comfortable doing that because like, I'm going to silently change myself to fit to exactly what you need. And I'm hoping you're going to do the same. And men are never going to do that. They're never going to do that. They're just going to take and take and take and take and take. And once this first time that you stop doing that and you realize, oh, there are men out there who like, if I do this behavior, I'm going to it is going to fail no matter what. Like this is not the solution. This is not how everyone you see in a relationship got there. That is like not how this works. It's just, it ends in Gone Girl. And you might snap.
And please don't let it get that far.
No, I would kill though. Maybe like before you like end it with him, just like sit there and watch Gone Girl.
All right. That's the end of our episode.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Thank you so much for listening. Join us tomorrow for Fisting Friday, Monday for But Am I Wrong, Tuesday for See You Next Tuesday, Wednesday take a break, and then Thursday we'll be back for another episode of Don't Blame Me.
Yeah, boy. And don't forget to check out Gavin Newsom on social media. Give yourself a giggle.
All right. Well, bye.
Oh, yeah. Bye. This is a Sister Sign production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lorenz.
Production assistance by Melanie D. Watson.
And music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso.
Are you looking for a movie review show where the critic is at the top of his or her game, meticulously breaking down and explaining exactly why a film does or does not work? Well, good luck with the search, because we're having fun here on Adam Does Movies. I talk to you like we just got done seeing a movie together, giving you the pros and cons, and I'm digging in the trenches, in the mud and muck, on streaming services, telling you which films are worth your time. Each and every week, I hit the big blockbusters, I cover the streamers, and I even toss in some movie news for fun. Because this show is Adam Does Movies. I'm obviously Adam, I probably should have led with that, but perhaps I have led you to check out the show on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on YouTube, and hopefully we can do movies together. Hot.
Oh, hey there, it's a promo for a podcast. Great! Exactly what you want to hear when you're settling down to listen to the podcast you actually want to listen to. Well, give me just a few seconds and then you can go listen to whatever it is you're listening to, your true crime podcast hosted by former child actors or reality stars, whatever it is. My name is Troy LaValle and I'm the host of the Glass Cannon Podcast. This is a podcast where my friends and I sit around and play role-playing games and record it. Through improvisation, using comedy and drama, we take the rules of whatever game we're playing and we turn it into appointment television. That's the best way I can explain it. It truly is infectious fun. We travel the whole country playing rock clubs, turning games like this into a spectator sport. So please, check it out, the Glass Cannon Podcast. If you want some joy in your life, give it a listen.
It's ticklish business any way you look at it. Come on, we'll stick together.
Love movies? Love classic movies? So do we. Ticklish Business is the podcast where classic film is discussed in modern times. Hosted by me, film journalist Kristen Lopez, and my co-host, author Emily Edwards, we dive into the golden age of cinema with fun, heart, and serious expertise. As published film historians and lifelong classic movie buffs, we bring insider insights, deep research, and lively debates with a variety of special guests, ranging from celebrities like Holly Madison to TCM luminaries Dave Karger and Eddie Muller, and even family members of old Hollywood legends. Subscribe now to Ticklish Business on your favorite podcast app, and let's talk about old Hollywood today.